Welcome back to another video. Today's review is focused on HBO Max original The Baby, Season 1, Episode 2, entitled The Seduction. And the official synopsis of The Seduction is: inexplicably reunited with the baby, Natasha scrambles to locate his mother and uncovers an alarming pattern of events on a thumb drive. After her friends confuse the situation further, Natasha reaches out to her estranged sister, Bobby. And before I give out my review, please like the video, subscribe or comment, or just watch the video and keep going on with your day. Episode 2 was another interesting episode as you find out a lot more interesting things about the baby and also a few characters and a little bit funny as well with a few scenes. So the episode just starts off at a coffee shop where it is a couple of people and the baby is there, of course, but with a different owner. And this owner just seems to be extremely freaked out, extremely concerned and worried. Her worries are turned into the absolute worst as, thanks to the baby and after eating her cookie, she becomes a t-shirt just like that. And then we go to Natasha, who is still just freaked out and worried about what to do with this baby because she doesn't know what to do. She decides to call her friend Rita for help. Rita tries to somewhat help by taking the baby, but Natasha fears that it's going to be a horrible idea because of Rita possibly becoming the next t-shirt in the process. And so Natasha declines Rita's help and she tries to figure out what to do next. So then Natasha finds the report of that lady dying at the cookie shop, and it turns out that the two people that was at the coffee shop, it was actually the girl from the very first episode who died at that cliff, Lydia. As Lydia was there that day that lady died, and apparently Lydia is now dead. And from episode 1, you know why, because of that freaking baby. And the manager was like, ever since she saw that lady die and that baby, she just wasn't right. She cut contacts with her friends and family, like she just became a different person. Natasha sees the video footage and just sees that it is the same baby at both of the footage and everything. And there's this dog as well that just has this strange vibes about this baby. Like he knows that something is just off with this baby. Like he just has some pretty bad feelings. And it's pretty jacked up with what happens as the baby somehow, some way is able to cause this dog to become the next t-shirt in this episode. And the way that this dog dies is pretty horrible when you look at it. Like, it is just freaked up. So then Natasha finds out a lot more about Lydia. She is still freaked out about this baby because of his creepy vibes when you look at it. She puts the baby in one place of the house. The baby somehow is able to teleport into another part of the house. Like, just like that. I don't know how the baby did it. I don't know how the baby was able to do it. It's just crazy. It's just creepy. The baby starts to cry. Natasha tries to distract it by just like distract herself by listening to music, cooking like a chef. And it just becomes too much that you can see that Natasha does somewhat care about this baby only a little bit, as she does feed the baby some baby food that she makes, and somehow, some way, she receives a mystery package that contains a USB drive. And this USB drive just opens up a lot more questions that I have, like, what is really going on with this baby? Like, there's different photos of this baby with previous owners, and like photos in black and white, photos of Lydia, Natasha, of this previous owners I assume to be dead. That just leaves me like with a few questions like, who left that USB, and how old is really this baby? Like, what is this baby? And when Natasha finds this out, she is just completely mind blown because she just don't understand. She just understand why this baby is now with her. She decides to go to the location where Lydia dies, and she goes to a farm section as well, and she decides to leave the baby. But once she hears the baby scream and cry, she just has a change of heart and just gets the baby back for some reason. And The episode just basically ends with just Mrs. Eves from episode 1 just sneaking up and just scaring Natasha out of nowhere, saying y'all need to talk. Episode 2 was crazy, just like episode 1. I found this episode to be funny as well for some reason. Like, I know this TV show is supposed to be dark, and it is dark. I found some of the scenes to be funny. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, this baby being responsible for so many t-shirts, like 8 bodies in 2 episodes. I just don't get it. It's just crazy. This just leaves me with a few questions like, what is this baby? Like I don't understand, like, what is this baby with all the photos that appears? Like, how old is this baby? Another question I have is, who sent out that USB package? Was this Mrs. Eves? And also just her sister, I forgot to mention. Yeah, her sister. Like, what is going on between Natasha and her sister? Like, is there some unresolved tension between those two? But I know that these questions will definitely be answered within the next few episodes. I'm going to keep watching. This baby is a menace. He's the devil. I don't care. But as always, thanks for watching. And until next time, see you later.